Well, good evening. Um, it's me again. Every once in a while, I just kind of pop up. You never know when it's going to happen. Um, but kind of hanging out, bachelor in paradise right now with the beagle and the two gatos. And the reason we're home alone right now is Michelle is in Montana. She's rounding up her mother and getting ready to bring her back to Georgia, where yes, Margot is moving to Georgia, and she'll be here. They'll both be back on Thursday. Margot has already bought a house here, and all she's got to do now is wait for all of her things to get delivered, and she will be the newest Savannah, Georgia resident. We're pretty excited about that. So for those of you that do tune into this stuff, you guys are, we'll call you fans of the Backyard Radio Show. The hooligans. The plan is to be bringing that back now that we'll have the third person, the anchor, if you will, of the Backyard Radio Show. So that is still a thing, and we will be bringing it to you in the coming months. I can't give you even really a good picture of when just yet. All I can say is that it's going to happen. But we'll definitely keep you up to date on that. So, what am I doing now? Okay, well, I've been doing a little bit of researching with my time alone, and some of you may have seen on YouTube, there's a couple of black guys that are doing reviews of songs that they've never heard, and a good many of them come from the 80s, and and what they're doing is going way outside of their comfort zone and listening to types of music that they never normally would listen to. And one of the ones that I watched was they did a review on Phil Collins, and it was pretty funny. It's very entertaining because these guys are shocked at how good this music is that they've never listened to. And so in the process of watching this, I noted that they were able to play music on their live stream and display the actual music video on their live stream. So I got to looking into this, and apparently this is allowed now. I say that kind of sheepishly because I'm still not entirely convinced that it is. But if they're doing it, I'm going to do it. Dang it. So, but what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the same thing that they are. What my plans are, and I've always kind of wanted to do this, is do some VJ stuff of some older music from back in the day, back in the 80s when MTV was loud and proud and was a staple in a lot of Generation X's life. And we grew up on it, and it was an absolute blast, and I guarantee you if it came back, Generation X would be all in on watching MTV again. But, it's still around, but it's just a shell of itself and what it used to be. I never did quite understand why it died. I mean, some of it I do. The internet changed a lot of things. But I can't believe that a network like that or VH1 couldn't keep going on broadcasting videos, for several hours during the day or in the evening. So, a lot of mumbo jumbo there. You get the idea what I'm going after. And so what I'm doing is I'm digging up some older stuff that you probably heard it. If you're anywhere close to my age, you definitely heard it on the radio. And if you did watch MTV, you definitely saw this video. But I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that that you've heard this song before. Okay? And it is a one-hit wonder. And it's Van Stephenson. And I'm going to play it for you right now. We'll talk about where Van went in life after this video and this song. It reached number 22 on the Billboard charts. But this is modern day Delilah. Enjoy.
find your weakness, she'll cut you to the quick, stab you in the heart. She'll love you like a lion, leave you like a lamb. She's a modern day Delilah, she'll cut you if she can. Oh, she's sure what's right for you, slips it into your shampoo. Only she knows if it's true. Blondes have more fun. When you wake up on the floor, all your strength swept out the door. Take the mirror from the drawer, damage is done. She's a modern day Delilah, keeps the scissors laser sharp. Once she finds your weakness, she'll cut you to the quick, stab you in the heart. She'll love you like a lion, leave you like a lamb. She's a modern day Delilah, she'll cut you if she can. She's the keeper of secrets and the mistress of lies. You'll see a cold steel blade when you look in her eyes. She's a modern day Delilah, keeps her scissors laser sharp. Once she finds your weakness, she'll cut you to the quick, stab you in the heart. She'll love you like a lion, leave you like a lamb. She's a modern day Delilah, and she'll cut you if she can. She's a modern day Delilah.
Well, there you go. Van Stephenson, modern day Delilah. And as far as I know, pretty much a one-shot wonder as far as that term goes. And so a little bit about him. Originally from Ohio till he was 10 years old, moved to Nashville. I don't think he was living on his own. He was only 10 years old. But anyway, went to Nashville, ended up writing music for people like Crystal Gayle. She had actually a top 10 hit that Van Stephenson wrote for her, and that was called Kisses Will, or I'm sorry, Your Kisses Will. And then he went on to also write hits for Kenny Rogers, Dan Seals, Janie Fricke, John Anderson. And then, of course, later on, he ended up landing his own recording contract, and it was in 1984 that this album that you see there on your screen, Righteous Anger, that's what modern day Delilah comes from. And like I said earlier, peaked at number 22. His second hit, and this is where, you know, it might be kind of a shaky thing as to whether or not he's a one-hit wonder or not, but his second hit, What the Big Girls Do, that reached number 45. So not even in the top 40 countdown. Back in the day, that's kind of what the measure was. So you wanted to be top 40 or better. So technically, one-shot wonder as far as I'm concerned. Great song, though. I meant to do the research, and I should have found out who the girl was in the video. I can tell you that probably for me, at that time, and probably still. I think she's pretty good looking. Not gonna lie. All right, so there's your first one. Your next one that I'm going to bring you is also another song that I guarantee, like this one, you've heard it before, but you haven't heard it in a long time. So check back in. It's coming up on the next video. I'll see you then.